Imagine waking up one morning with a slight headache. No big deal, right? Maybe you just slept funny. But then you notice something strange. Your body aches, you have a fever, and there's a painful lump growing under your arm. By tomorrow, your neighbor is dead. 3 days later, half your street has disappeared. Nobody knows what's happening. Some blame bad air. Others think it's punishment from God. Meanwhile, rats are having the time of their lives. Welcome to Europe in 1348. Today, we're finding out exactly what would happen if you lived during the Black Death. Spoiler alert, you probably wouldn't make it. Part 1. Life before the Black Death. Before we begin, let's talk about medieval Europe, because honestly, it wasn't exactly paradise. Imagine a city packed with thousands of people. There are no sewers, no toilets, no garbage collection. People literally dump human waste into the streets. Bathing isn't common. Some people believe taking too many baths can make you sick, which is a convenient excuse for not showering. The streets are filled with mud, animals, and things you definitely don't want to step in. Rats are everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Under your house, in food storage, in markets. Basically, medieval Europe was a rat amusement park. Now imagine living in these conditions without understanding germs. Nobody knows bacteria exist. Viruses, no idea. Hand sanitizer, about 500 years away. This terrible combination creates the perfect environment for disaster, and disaster is about to arrive. Part 2. The plague arrives. The year is 1347. Merchant ships arrive in Europe from Asia. At first, everything seems normal, but something terrifying has traveled with them. Tiny fleas living on black rats. These fleas carry a deadly bacteria called Yersinia pestis, and they are about to change history forever. When infected rats die, the fleas need a new meal. Congratulations. You are now on the menu. The disease spreads quickly through ports, then towns, then entire countries. Within months, panic begins. Nobody understands how it's spreading. People just know one thing: everyone is dying. Fast. Imagine checking on your neighbor one day. The next day, their entire family is gone. Soon, church bells ring constantly, not for celebrations, for funerals. Lots of funerals. At this point, people begin realizing something is horribly wrong. Unfortunately, they have absolutely no idea how to stop it. Part 3. You get infected. Let's say you live in London in 1348. One morning, you wake up feeling exhausted. Your muscles ache. Your head pounds. You assume you caught a common illness. Maybe you just need some rest. Then the fever hit. Your temperature rises dramatically. You begin shivering uncontrollably. Your family becomes worried. Then comes the worst part. Painful swellings begin appearing under your arm, around your neck, near your groin. These swollen lymph nodes are called bubo. They're extremely painful, and unfortunately, they're a very bad sign. As your condition worsens, you become weaker. Some victims experience vomiting. Others develop black spots caused by internal bleeding, which is exactly why people later called it the Black Death. Meanwhile, your family has a serious problem. Do they stay and care for you, or run away and hope they aren't infected too? There are no hospitals, no antibiotics, no treatment. Your doctor is about as useful as a potato wearing a hat. Actually, the potato might be more effective. Part 4. Medieval medicine was terrible. Since nobody understands germs, treatments become creative. Some doctors believe bad air causes the plague. Others think planets are misaligned. Some suggest bloodletting, because apparently losing blood solves everything. Others recommend placing frogs on swollen buboes, because medieval medicine apparently involved asking, what if amphibians fixed everything? People burn herbs, carry flowers, wear strange masks, or pray constantly. Plague doctors become famous for their bizarre outfits: long black robes, gloves, and bird-like masks stuffed with herbs. The idea is that pleasant smells will protect them from disease. Unfortunately, the plague doesn't care how good you smell. Many doctors die alongside their patients because confidence is not a substitute for medicine. Part 5. Society collapses. As death spreads, fear takes over. Entire families lock themselves indoors. Some cities enforce quarantines. Ships arriving at ports are forced to wait 40 days before docking, which is actually where the word quarantine comes from. Businesses close, markets empty, food shortages begin, mass graves become common. There are simply too many bodies. Priests struggle to perform funerals. Doctors are overwhelmed. People begin fleeing cities. Unfortunately, they accidentally bring the disease with them, which is basically the medieval version of making things worse. Rumors spread rapidly. Some believe the end of the world has arrived. Others blame witches, or foreigners, or anyone different from themselves. Fear causes chaos, and chaos makes everything worse. If you were alive during this period, you'd face a terrifying reality. You wouldn't know who to trust. You wouldn't know how to stay safe, and every cough around you would sound like a death sentence. Part 6. Would you survive? So, would you survive the Black Death? Well, it depends. If you lived in a crowded city, your chances weren't great. If you cared for sick family members, risk increased significantly. If you were wealthy enough to isolate yourself, you had a better chance. If you lived in rural areas away from major outbreaks, you might avoid infection, but ultimately, luck played a massive role. Historians estimate that between 30 and 50% of Europe's population died. Think about that. Imagine every second person you know disappearing. Friends, neighbors, family members, entire communities devastated. The psychological impact alone would be unimaginable. Survival wasn't just about intelligence or strength. It was often pure chance, which is honestly terrifying, because sometimes there was simply nothing you could do. Part 7. How the Black Death changed history. Despite its horror, the Black Death transformed society. With so many workers gone, labor became valuable. Survivors could demand higher wages. Peasants gained more bargaining power. Traditional social systems began to weaken. Governments started taking public health more seriously. Quarantine practices improved. Medical knowledge slowly advanced. Eventually, people became more interested in understanding disease scientifically. In a strange way, this tragedy helped shape the modern world. But the cost was enormous. Millions of lives lost, families destroyed, communities erased. History changed forever. Ending. If you had lived during the Black Death, your daily life would have become a nightmare. You would face fear, uncertainty, and a disease nobody understood. You wouldn't have antibiotics, modern hospitals, or reliable treatments. Your survival would depend on where you lived, who you encountered, and above all else, luck. The Black Death remains one of humanity's deadliest pandemics, a reminder of how vulnerable societies can be, and how far medicine has come. Because honestly, I'll take modern healthcare over frog therapy any day. If you enjoyed surviving history with the Stickman Files, subscribe and let us know. What historical event should we survive next? Because history is fascinating, especially when you don't have to live through it. Thanks for watching.